welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemons, and yesterday the trailer for Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan's 5th film together, Sinners, was released. I'm excited and I've been anticipating this film since I heard about it. Ryan Coogler's last original screenplay was 2013's Fruitvale Station, starring Michael B. Jordan as well, and I've learned when you give that man a pen, some money, and Michael B. Jordan, we're in for a treat. This film has been kept supremely under wraps since its creation, but we did know it was a 1930s Southern vampire film, which, come on, they know we want it. After watching this trailer, this ain't no we got Blade at home story. Oh no. This is a story that breeds something new with an original plot. And with big brain artists like Coogler and Jordan, we can and should expect this movie to carry on that ancient medium that is gothic horror, but this time, let's make it black, baby. In this video, I'll be sharing everything we know about the film, but also diving into the trailer and how it appeals to me, how it tests black history, and how Marvel could have just been like, I'll give you $2 billion for this. Please, Michael B. Jordan. Please, Ryan Coogler. But they didn't. They slept on it. But first, we want to remind you to check out nerdriot.shop, where you can always find the latest and greatest in New Rockstars merch. Right now, you can get ready for the last dance with this Venom-inspired t-shirt, giving us the showdown we've all been waiting for. Let them fight already. Or you can grab the Agatha All Along merch, or even the Blade t-shirt that I'm wearing right now for this video on purpose, because Marvel, I'm still upset. Shopping nerdriot.shop is the best way to support all the channels and New Rockstars network and bring all these videos to you. Maybe one day it'll be a Blade breakdown from Jessica Clemons, but until then, I'm gonna keep talking about this movie. If you're immediately spellbound by the trailer, it's probably the incredible cinematography. Allegedly, this movie is shot in Ultra Pan Vision 70 like the Hateful Eight, but it was also done by Autumn Durald Arkapaw, who not only stepped behind the camera for Marvel's Loki, but after working on indie films like Giacoppola's Palo Alto and Elle Fanning's Teen Spirit, it wasn't long before she was brought onto Ryan Coogler's Wakanda Forever. Fun fact about Autumn really quick, that Autumn met Ryan Coogler through a mutual, and that mutual was 2014 Selma cinematographer Bradford Young. This is when Ryan was looking for a DP for 2015's Creed, and Autumn said she couldn't do Creed and challenged that the studio wouldn't approve of her then. This is likely due to not having done big picture, big budget films to Creed's degree thus far, but as she says like in this interview, it's kind of bullshit. I digress about Autumn's previous works and extensive career in different types of film, ranging from music videos, small studio pictures and documentaries, to the most prominent spectacle that is the MCU. She is a god to me, and she loves shooting on anamorphic lenses, which gives you like the widest field of view, and I love that too. We open the trailer with a beautiful shot of jacked Michael B. Jordan. Now, I could be normal, Jessica, and tell you how much I just want to marry and be with this man forever and eternity, but there needn't be more words on something so glaringly obvious. Look at his arms. It is, God, this man just does it for me. Either way, the closed captions say that Michael's character's name is Smoke, though we don't know his brother's name yet. As I mentioned earlier, this movie takes place in the 1930s American South. From the old vehicles and what looks like an abandoned corrugated steel building or warehouse, the period is already easily reflected and established. Some of our fans at New Rockstars aren't from America, so quickly I'll say, if you're unaware of America in the 1930s, we were going through the Great Depression and everyone was poor and out of jobs. Banks were unregulated and uninsured, the government offered no help to any of us, surely, and the economy for consumers was basically dead. Now imagine all of that and then add being black in America. Then take that and add being in the South. The South already had its economic struggles and extreme racism and racial violence returning, like lynchings and other horrible things becoming more common. I don't know how much we'll be getting into the 1930s economic struggles in Sinners or the Jim Crow South, but I'm sure it'll be present along with just existing as a black person then. Smoke is shaking, loading a cigarette, very paranoid and worried. Since this is a vampire movie, the depiction of sunlight in every scene, even here with a very shaky Michael B. Jordan, gives it all different unnerving context. Light plays a significant role in this trailer. Note that there's different themes or links throughout every scene in daylight, sunfall, and night. Under the sun, everything is calm as it should be, but by sundown, we see signs of distress. Then all hell breaks loose by night. As the film suggests, we're working with sinners. There's a Bible quote there that says like, what is done in the dark will be brought to the light, which will play both ways with the two brothers and their illegal dealings, but with their secrets that we'll get more into in a second. The trailer flashes quickly to a man backlit by a fluorescent light, bloodied, shaking, holding a pistol. Two cars face his way. This is also another example of light work in the trailer. I couldn't help but notice certain scenes in the dark lighting regular people. We see it again a couple of times throughout the trailer. I presume this means that the person is innocent, unlike the sinners, aka the vampires, who appear during the night and around fire, and symbolically, they put out the lights. The trailer flashes again to a woman running in the dark with a pink satin nightgown. Look closer and the telephone pole is simply illuminated by a fluorescent light in the darkness looking like a cross. This feels like symbolism to a giant cross just outlined in the dusk silhouette, as though the woman is running for protection, a divine protection that's completely swallowed in darkness, like God just can't help you here. I like this quick cut because vampires or demon movies like 30 Days a Night and Midnight Mass frame questions around spirituality or faith when faced with something so immoral and wicked as a vampire. Those projects, no matter how chaotic, share a theme that Ryan Coogler has experienced establishing in film. film. In Wakanda Forever, they focused on movies like Alien, The Abyss, and the OG Terminator for grounded realism. Capturing what can be true and real in fantasy is really hard, but asking the right questions gets you there. Questions like, what if vampires overran the American South? What would that look like for the people already there? We get another flash of a man lying cold on the ground in old vintage men's workwear. We see him later in the trailer. Once the doors are closed, he's banging on them to get back in, and he's labeled as Gambler Number 2, which also comes into effect later in the trailer. A woman on fire steps away from the building that's also on fire, immediately coming for a man who looks like he's protecting himself. These onlookers stand at a distance like it's comical. We'll see more of this scene later, but I think this is actress Lee Jun Lee from Babylon, who we also see next. Both women are wearing the same pattern dress, and clearly this Molotov cocktail that she's throwing might not make it too far. When we're back with Michael's character opening a box of weapons, you can see a military helmet, grenades, all around just military grade weapons or memories. This model is the 1918 Browning automatic rifle, or BAR for short. It was used extensively in World War II and the Korean War, but it was also used in late 1918 and World War I. The helmet, I believe, is also a World War I item. Unlike the World War II helmet, the brim is more extended and flatter. The question here though is, whose gear is this? His father's? His own? Whose is it? I offer this could be his father's because the synopsis tells us trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers, Jordan, return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. These could be his father's weapons if he fought in World War I. Theoretically, Smoke could have enlisted towards the end of World War I, and this could be his stuff too. He mentions this next in the trailer.
I've been all over this world.
So I'm sure he's bringing a lot of luggage, including war luggage, back with him. Today's video is sponsored by Turtle Beach, the #1 brand in gaming headsets and accessories. I love games, and as much as every new game or console focuses on frame rates and resolution, a huge part of what makes a game immersive is the sound design. The music, crunching noise when you hit an enemy, and the environmental ambiance that tricks you into thinking you are sneaking around an enemy camp. When I started using Turtle Beach's new Gen 3 Stealth 600 headset, it was crazy. Every single sound was so crystal clear, it legit made me question if I had changed a setting or something, but nope, those sounds were always there. I just needed Turtle Beach to bring them out for me. For real, if you play Baldur's Gate with the Stealth 600 on, you'll feel like you can hear the mic and it's singing to you from the other side of the Underdark. It's wild. Part of the reason I normally don't use a headset is because they can be uncomfortable, but the Turtle Beach headsets are super comfortable, even for long sessions of gaming. Plus, Turtle Beach has Stealth 600 models for PlayStation, PC, and Xbox, including cross-compatibility and Bluetooth, so you can have just one headset for all of your systems. Whether you're a casual gamer or haven't touched grass in weeks, Turtle Beach has the right headset just for you. For a limited time only, our listeners get 10% off their entire order when you use code NEWROCKSTARS at turtlebeach.com. That's 10% off your order at turtlebeach.com with promo code NEWROCKSTARS. Next to the gear is what looks like a sort of talisman, so there's a chance whoever this belonged to was already fighting something that wasn't human for a while. We get this nice, eerie Warner Brothers logo, beyond which we see autumn cinematography. We'll see this again with Coogler's name and his past works later. This movie was shot in New Orleans, but the production shot some select scenes in Donaldsonville, Louisiana, an excellent setting for their iconic historical look. The atmosphere we're already sitting in with the music is very tense. This composer is none other than Academy Award winner Ludwig Göransson, who did Creed, Black Panther, Oppenheimer, Tenet, everything. The man's busy. We cut from the spacious land to Smoke in a suit. This scene we see an extension of later with his twin brother. On the truck, where we see the rattlesnake, are also bottles of what looks like booze. In their promotional press packages, Warner Brother Pictures actually delivered smokestack liquor in a wooden crate. A man would arrive, clearly in secret, deliver a smoky drink, and I didn't mention it earlier, but along with the Great Depression, we were also dealing with Prohibition, which lasted from 1920 to 1933. This all leads me to believe that the brothers work in illegal alcohol dealings. The wooden crate says this. Now, I'm not sure if this is an A or an R in the middle, but upon searching both, we've broken down that the word translated from Latin means reapers, which could be an omen, could be the item that they used back in the day to actually get crops. I don't know, but if you know, let me know in the comments. The gun Smoke's brother pulls out is actually a Colt 1911. The US Armed Services used it between 1911 and 1985 and a lot in World War I. Crazy theory, but maybe both brothers were enlisted and one came back a vampire. I'm just guessing because how do they have all this shit? The movie poster even features a bloodied son, and one brother is like red, like a demon, and the other brother is light like an angel. He's clearly a vampire, or a demon at least. I know that the bad brother is definitely a bad guy. Those loose bottles along with the rattlesnake could lead to the belief that Smoke's twin brother is involved in many illegal dealings. Additionally, the timber rattlesnake isn't as common in Louisiana, and this could be a symbol of danger, protection, or again, Smoke's twin brother being a literal vampire, because I'm sure he's a vampire. Then we see Wumi Masaku, the queen of Loki and the queen of my heart. She's also featured in a million other projects from Ghost to Lovecraft Country. I'll never tire of this woman. I assume she works in like a general store. Her window has writing for salt, meat, sweet potatoes, beans, and other items, though she's working at her own altar for something more spiritual as she lights the beeswax candle, which are traditionally very spiritual. We move on, and I love this sequence in Smoke's narration.
With all the things that I've seen, I ain't ever seen no demons.
And this is what I was speaking about on faith and the unfathomable earlier. This man has seen everything but a side of God. How is he to believe that a demon's come knocking at his back door? We see a small white church, and this congregation is also dressed in white. The only contrast here is their hats and the skin and the cross above them. White symbolizes purity and glory, and they're shrouded in it, but one man who appears amongst them in darkness with slashes upon his face like he's already been branded a sinner who's come to repent. Then we get a glimpse at another Marvel angel and queen, Hailee Steinfeld, who is the only white woman in this sequence.
No ghosts, no magic.
When he says no magic, we see the flames from what I assume was the burning building earlier illuminate their face. The smoke looks up well over the building, so something I assume is departing into the sky. A vampire flying, probably. Most of the trailer I assume takes place here at the corrugated steel building. From the sign above, it looks like the name is called like Clouded Juke. I can definitely make out the word juke, so this is a juke joint. A place to eat, dance, gamble, and have a good time. Which makes sense why Warner Bros. Would send out press for Smoke's alcohol and why his twin is maybe helping supply the venue. Unfortunately, there looks to be some unwelcome guests showing up. And I know it's a trope, but I have to believe someone let one of them in, and that one let the rest of the old vampires in. It's a very old trope in Hollywood. I think it's an old trope in general that you have to let the right one in, and I'm double downing on it because I know Smoke's brother probably did it. We get a quick flash of people dancing. You can see Hailee's character dancing with someone as well, but what's really taking me here about this scene is we see a mixture of merriment and spirituality, and no one seems worried or in distress. And this is the 1930s. Everybody should be worried. Everyone should be feared. This woman wears an outfit that's very similar to Shuri's in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which she wore to both funerals. Behind her is someone wearing a mask or something, and the mask has purple frills around the edges. This mask to me resonates with Louisiana's Mardi Gras mask more than it does with like a traditional African mask. Masks in Louisiana have a variety of meaning, but also can represent freedom and anonymity. This is also why I think this movie, like its name, isn't focused solely on vampires. I think it incorporates different spiritual planes, people, and meanings, even just the force of what could be evil. The scenes from the trailer with the rattlesnake, the lighting of the beeswax candles, the church can follow in the same themes of whatever a sinner is. Then we get this really powerful scene that I just love so much.
Keep dancing with the devil. One day he's gonna follow you home.
Literally, they're dancing with what might be the devil, and they've definitely brought it back to Louisiana. The devil, I believe, to be Smoke's twin brother and bringing him back home. Closing the trailer, we get quicker cuts. A quick shot of Oscar winner Delroy Lindo, a white man covered in red patches, cowering perhaps from the sun, a woman screaming, a man limping away with his guitar, an apparent standoff that's really just giving From Dusk Till Dawn vibes, just grabbing whatever we have in this area to take on a village of vampires. We close the trailer to those still dancing amongst the wreckage, the fire, the man still standing guard as the bouncer. To the far left, you can actually see a DJ, and by the closed table and clear boombox on the ground, this movie is hitting a lot of weird themes, and I don't know where it's going. There's so much artistry in this trailer, and a piece of me could not stop making the connection that the vampires might be the KKK, who we know are kind of still active today. Some believe Hailee Steinfeld is a vampire and a member of the KKK in the movie, along with Jack O'Connell's character, which would feel a lot like HBO's Lovecraft Country, and can certainly still be the case. There's also rumors that Smoke has to work with the vampires to take down the KKK. There's a lot here, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's another active villain like the KKK in the movie, because there's scenes with them shooting in daylight, like with the Tommy gun scene. And if the vampires can't come out in daylight, who else would they be fighting? Could it be his twin brother? Could his twin brother be a helper to the vampires, like let the right one in? Could his brother be a daywalker? Had to flash it. There's so many theories, and I assume we have to wait closer to 2025 to get more information. And Sinners drops March 7th, 2025. Let me know if you're excited as I am to go watch it and watch our boys get another hit. I'm so proud of Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler. I'll also watch anything Ryan Coogler does because everything he does is great. Follow me at Lulu_Clemons. Subscribe to all 3 channels of the new Rockstars network for breakdowns and news coverage of everything you love. Thanks, I'll see you guys later.